We are back at it live this afternoon, playing pinball, talking pinball, everything. You get a pinball, you get a pinball. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, some goofy stuff today, I'm telling you. Each time I've gone live today, it's named the stream Jurassic Park. The thing is, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, anyways, I'll figure it out. But welcome to the stream, Rockhound. Nice to see you, my friend. Today, we're going to be talking more and more about some Pokemon stuff. So Rockhound, I haven't yet, but I do want one. It definitely has its place in the basement here. I will tell you why on the stream today, by the way. Just letting the intro music do what it's supposed to do. My name is Aaron. This is the grown-up adjacent place where pinball happens here on the daily, pretty much. Pinball stuff. Today, the hot topic remains Pokemon pinball, whether... How is it... Dude, it's looping again. Listen. Can we can't deal with this again. We can't have that the whole time. It's okay. I'm gonna leave it there looping just for fun for the entire stream. No, actually, I think it would be, people might get the wrong idea of what type of stream this is, so I'm gonna just mute that channel. But yeah, John, we'll have a whole segment about my frustrations later with the technology. What I think happened is it's Streamlabs' fault, so we'll leave it at that. But I do want to get right into talking today about my experience playing this game. My goodness, I showed off some pics this morning. And today what I'm going to do also, I got the Stern Media Kit today also. So I am able to, crap. Okay, anyways, yes. First, we're going to take a look at the Pro. And I'm just going to put this on a looping slideshow. Oh, okay. I'm not even sure which this has background music that I didn't even choose. Anyways, so what we're looking at on the screen right now is just a slideshow. It's looping. It's the Pro. Okay, so the Pro is what is going into production first, and this was one of those parts that I was saying they were listening to the community. The community wanted the Pros so they could come out and be in the arcades first and you know, I was listening to a podcast, The Wedgehead, yesterday, or at least one of the Wedgehead adjacent podcasts, talking about how it's smart to release it to the arcades first, because then for that first month, they get to give feedback like, hey man, this Death Star's rejecting, and send out a fix before it goes to those LE buyers or collectors. Or maybe, I think it's, when you think about it, it makes such good sense. Like, all the operators have experience doing little fixes and tweaks. So yeah, and Rockhand, as it said in the chat here, that's how it used to be, right? And I think that is how it will be again. And one of my comments I had, I think it just goes to show that, you know, companies like Stern, I'll say Stern in this case, but are listening to the community. So that's what we want. We want more community input, feedback, and such. And yeah, I don't actually have any idea where the music came from in the back of this slideshow, but I'm not even mad at it. I wonder if I can zoom in. Hold on. No, I can't zoom in. So the Pro model, you guys have seen the pictures of the Pro model. I don't know why they couldn't normalize a different color as the basic color, but the black texture coat is just so durable, and it looked great in this case. The Pro model, like I said, was the first machine I hopped on and played during the Stern Media Day. And it looked and felt great. So folks, if you're just joining the stream, these are the official assets released by Stern. This is the official media kit. And so in these photos, you know, you can get a real not potato cam look at it. All right, now the next image, I'm gonna start a slideshow where we're gonna go through and look at the also today, since I'm not playing pinball, like you ask all the questions. I've got lots of attention span today. I don't know that I normally have like a inordinate amount of attention span, but I have some attention span today, so. So these, again, folks, ladies and gentlemen, these are the Stern released official assets. These aren't the photos I took on site. These are Stern's released assets that they have put out today. What's up, DDoSed? I'm not even mad at this background music, but it's working. So this is a Pro version, but you know, the playfields are pretty much the same. The only thing is, so that part of the playfield, the Pokeball or whatever, the Pokeball, it doesn't like vibrate and light up as much on the Pro, and Pikachu doesn't spin when Pikachu does Pikachu stuff. So those are just a couple differences that we noted. Ooh, was there drop target? I don't think there's drop targets. Anyways, we'll take a look next at to see if we can see any differences. But the photos in this media kit are like super high quality. Oh, my butt hurts from sitting on this wooden chair. But yeah, welcome to the viewers on Twitch. So, you know, a lot of my friends in the pinball space, they're more like long form YouTube people, but or podcasters where you get a chance to edit everything out. So folks, if you're watching this later on, I don't do a ton of editing in my live stuff because it's live. So this is the live pinball part of live pinball every day. But so what you see is what you get. This little slideshow is the Stern Media photos that I was sent a Dropbox link to. So Rockhound asked a definitely good question. What are the progression notes other than not draining? So we had a chance to read the rules, but that was it. There wasn't enough. And SJab, yeah, I did go to the media day and I did play this. I have about 20 or 30 hours of video content that I recorded. I'm just blowing through these still assets because I just received these earlier today, and so this is just the pro we're looking at. But on my Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, I've already released a bunch of gameplay video, so check it out. Check it out there. Actually, you know what? Just for fun, I will switch right over. Let's take a break from this one. Let's go back there while I find a video of gameplay just to show SJab. Yes, I did. In fact, I put some time in on this one. Let me just switch over to my other. Oh my goodness. My rear end hurts sitting there. But yeah, that is a fair enough question. Let's hop into. I'm gonna just stage up some video and we can see some moving stuff. So how I have this set up today, I have a laptop basically plugged into one of my playfield cameras. So that's how I do this today. I've never done it before. I needed to get it up quickly so we could. Is this it? Yeah. So okay. So okay, here we can watch some gameplay video. I do have a bunch on my meta glasses that I did as well. I've been playing mostly today a little bit of the Pro and quite a few games on the LE. And something about the LE to me feels, we were talking about it, feels a little bit something about like when you shut the door on a really nice car. Like the LE is, you know, they're always something else, but I'm just going to pause for a second too. So this is all my raw footage. So there may be some, you may see some goofy edits. The color could use a little correction in this one too. But to quickly answer Dido's question too. Yeah. So basically, as you would expect, when you're playing Pokemon, your goal is to hunt for the Pokemon and catch the Pokemon. And I know that there's a bunch of code further in than that, but that is the gist of the game. And it is clear visually on the playfield what you're supposed to shoot at. The callouts are excellent. I didn't realize how good the callouts were until I was in the quiet room or the dark room where we could film privately. But it definitely is clear what to do while you're playing. And I'll pull up the rule set. I took a photo of the rule set. I will share in a minute too.
Hey, hold the phone. Please bring your seat backs and tray tables to their upright position. Pokemon discovered. Shoot Pokedex to scan Pokemon.
Oof. All one.
Oof. So Val Flume asked, did they say anything about getting
So
movie
far,
footage?
when we're playing this in the
No, they didn't say
media
anything.
room, the ramps have felt
Shot.
like
Hit the town targets to light the
approachable.
Pokemon
You don't feel like you're fighting the game. The ball feels like it's going to make it up the ramp. So
I just want to let you know, after this video, I'll watch this one for a minute. Then I'm going to go into, there was a live Stern presentation from George Gomez, Jack, and Tonyo, and others talking about the game a little bit, which was pretty cool. I haven't seen that online yet, but I'm going to post that up. We'll watch it after this too. Remember, folks, this is like the Aaron's live channel. So it's a little different than piecing it together in a very beautiful YouTube video, because I like to interact with the chat. So that's what may be different. So sometimes it'll be a little bit clunky around here, but we're just okay with that. It's like fifth person when I'm speaking on your behalf through me. Anyways, all right.
that was one positive thing.
once more.
Oof. When I started to play with
Shoot the town scoop to collect a mystery
a
award.
few different people in the media room, I was playing
That's
with
right,
Steve Bowden and Michael Focus and Ian Jacoby. I'm like, man, these guys are good at pinball. Steve Bowden, of course, blew up the machine, and so one thing from playing the different models back to back, we learned that the pros are on the line first, which is nice, and the accessories are coming sooner than the typical tempo, which is awesome. And
Now and this balloon could be your ride.
As it's in between balls there, I want to catch up in the chat because that's what this channel is about. Yeah, so Osavet, welcome to the stream, by the way, too. So this is the thing. So Osavet in the chat says they made a mistake missing this one. This was one thing that was a topic of discussion at Media Day, was this is going to be made forever. That the way they're kind of banking on this one, it sounds to me like this will be a game that they're going to have, you know, almost like an evergreen title. They the way they're designing it, and supposedly the Pokemon people want it to be huge. So, I mean, maybe that's hype, maybe it is, but it sounded to me as though they're going to be committed to, you know, getting the code mature quickly, but also having it being something that grows and changes over time. Like maybe there will be new features like going to industry arcade and being able to get the industry arcade Pokemon. A few things they did confirm: there's no connection to the cards. So that was a false rumor that was going around. The other thing is there's no connection to the number or the number of Pokemons. That was another fabricated rumor. I don't like to dispel rumors because people, you know, might get sad. But yeah, that was, unfortunately, there was no, at least that they made aware of us, and people asked directly. So, but yeah, so Osavet, what I was saying is I think you'll be able to get a premium in no time if you want one after you play it, and you know, throw some powder coat on it. There you go. You got an LE. But and Valflume said it looks like Stranger Things. The thing is, the Demogorgon's more in the center on Stranger Things. For this one, the Meowth is actually further back than it looks. And there's...
Pokemon scanned. Hit purple shots.
So another cool thing, the Meowth, is that what it's called? The Meowth that comes up and down like that. There's a shot dead center and you're like, oh, that's so easy to hit. It's pretty easy from the right flipper, but it's way back there. So it's kind of a bit of a snipe. But...
Shoot the town scoop to start a rival battle.
Yeah, Irish Luck says too, they heard that they want this to be the greatest selling game of all time. You know, I didn't get greatest selling game of all time vibes, but the thing is
the thing. The artwork still obviously says pending approval.
One thing I found was that I have not experienced in a very long time. I walked up to it and I was able to hit the ramp on one side and then the ramp on the other side, then the lane on the one side, then the lane on the other side. It was like butter. So does that mean it was easy? Or am I an easy player? I don't know, but that was one thing I was like, and then when you try to progress further, yeah, you got to hit some tight stuff, but everything is, you can hit everything. The scoop is hittable. I didn't get it in the lower toilet bowl too much, but anyways.
Of the modes and the hurry ups and the different aspects of the code feel pretty in place for a game at launch. And
so one thing also, and I will actually just let the video play a little bit too, but talking to some people, we kind of agreed. One thing that seemed quite unique is actually you could bank the ball off of the targets that are beside that hot air balloon Meowth thing and hit it from the back. It was like you could hit it multiple times. And the premium version, the premium model of the game has a magnet in there, so it gets like all random, which was pretty rad. Once I had it shoot it right down in the middle at me, but most of the time it's so far away, you got tons of notice. I can't for the life of me figure out why I didn't have any, like, you know, those slow depressing drains that happen on basically any pinball machine from like the middle lower third down the middle. But
Great burst from the little leaf star. Fresh burst.
But again, going into today, like, we didn't know the rules, so I just took a picture of the rules and have not learned them yet, which, if you know me, it takes me a while to learn the rules anyway.
if I ever learn the rules.
You can't make this stuff up.
So,
Trainer
learning as well that it's very clear that Jack Danger had some
Right here, I just talked about this.
massive
I talked about this
signature
morning too.
aspects added to this game. I love the magnet used in the upper center. It has obvious, to me, X-Men vibes. But
unstoppable. And that's a wrap here at the Forest.
so one thing also,
The Trainer's Pokemon team has
the large mech in the middle is on the Pro as well, and a couple of things that are not on the Pro.
Yeah, that thing was cool. I thought that the mech in the middle was just stationary on the Pro, but no, it comes up and down on the Pro. It's the Pikachu and the red ball that are kind of just like static, but they were kind of meaning, they didn't really matter much to me. The biggest thing I would say that's missing that kind of is a bit of a drawback is the there's no magnet in the Pro. But when you play the pro, the ball's just more predictable in that area, like one would expect. But I'm gonna just pause away from this video for a bit and look at. I want to watch because I have a video to watch. I don't. For some reason, this camera is like not. It's kind of like yellow. It looks yellow to me. Doesn't look yellow down here. It looks yellow on the stream. It's got to be like one of those RGB freaking somethings. Anyways. How's that? I don't know. No, I can't figure out. That's a little bit it. That might be a bit better. Sure, that's 5% better. Let me just go back here for a second. So I want to pull up the, there was a video presentation done by Jack and his people. Jack, George. We'll come back to this video. Hold on. Let me find that one for you guys. It was like right at the beginning of the day. It was really very cool. All right, yeah, let's watch this one. This is the one.
Hi, where's Mr. Kleiss?
Wait, Mr. Kleiss is Andrew also? I think Andrew talks nice and loud.
Did you guys see this yet?
You're gonna text him?
Yeah. By the way, this is great. You can get as freaking close as you want.
There's going to be a bit of an audio issue here.
Stand right in front of
In front of everyone.
Sorry,
else.
my mic. I did something with my mic. It's going to be loud for.
So we'll just start talking.
Yeah, we'll start talking and Andrew will show up.
Yeah.
We'll let him in.
Well, yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. Pokemon Pinball. As you can see, like if you were here earlier for
Right
the
about now.
talk with Seth and George, Pokemon is something that is relatable to many age demographics. And obviously we want to be approachable because of how diverse that group of people are. There's also like in the works some plans for this on a larger scale that Pokemon has ideas for that also lends itself to needing this to be approachable to a lot of different players. So from a beginner standpoint, all of it's right here, big recognizable toys. The code base that we chose for this up front is sort of like, we wanted something that was easy to relate to people. So think of like your Medieval Madness or your Attack from Mars, where it's like hit that shot a bunch of times and something will happen. But we can add a ton of complexity to that idea. But yeah, I'll let Tanya do a little deep dive on here.
Sure thing. Let's Andrew and Josh come on up here too.
Yeah, sure. Andrew and Josh also software engineers on the game.
Software guys.
So I just want to take a break for a second here. It was very interesting seeing the dynamic of this group work together. And one thing I can always admire from a management and leadership standpoint is there's some self-awareness with these individuals that they each have a very specific role, a very specific responsibility. They will have some overlap. There will be some toes stepped on, yet they work as a team. And it's funny because when you spend the day in the room hearing them talk and the presentation in the morning, and it's a good thing to see when there's so much passion that there's almost like it's like it's explosive passion. I mean that because you know, some people might have said there could have been conflict about the game getting taken over. I didn't see any of that conflict. I saw that they were both proud of an outcome, and which is I think that everyone in the room was proud of the game, the developers. So anyways, let's go again.
Yeah, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff in this game. So as Jack was saying, there's sort of a core, easy to understand rule set, which is toys, which is the Meowth balloon, the battle arena up at the top. There's the battle targets. You complete the battle targets, the Meowth balloon will come down onto the play field, and you'll smash him, and then you can hit the center shot to start the multi-ball.
By the way, the toys were all sculpted by us, and so they're not off-the-shelf toys.
Yep.
They're not toys purchased from the Pokemon Company. We created them specifically for the game, and every detail, the deco, the sculpts, everything had to go to the Pokemon Company for approval. So yeah, unique to the game.
Yeah, and like down to like, you know, needing the colors had to be just right. Every like outline detail had to go up a chain of command, come back down, and that back and forth until we nailed what's happening here. And like Meowth specifically, you know, when you play a pinball machine, you need a big bad. And, you know, what better than Team Rocket if you're familiar with Pokemon? They're always messing with you. And to have, like, Meowth and that balloon that, like, really correlates to, like, their presence coming down to get in the way. And you'll hear Meowth shouting at you a lot in this game. But, yeah, sorry. Please continue.
What he said,
Yeah.
but more.
What he said, but more.
Stuff. Yeah, so Meowth is the only Pokemon that talks. So
Correct.
We got him, and we have a lot of clips of him from the show, but he's directed at you. So in the game,
Just give it a second.
you
It
are
should
the
come
trainer,
back.
and it's your journey through the world of Pokemon to discover Pokemon and to kind of to train your Pokemon and to make your way up to becoming a Pokemon master. There's lots of clips from the TV shows from seasons 10 through 25.
Yeah.
Where you'll notice a lot of the content is focused on Generation 1, the Kanto region, but we have Pokemon in the game from all the generations. At launch we have 182 that you can discover and catch.
And more are coming.
Yep.
And more coming.
And you'll also notice, like, this is you'll see like this sort of land mass that we have here. This game is region agnostic, so like it's not a pre-existing place that exists in that world. We got the opportunity to make our own location that you can travel to, and that also comes with a really like awesome thing that they afforded us is we couldn't use a pre-existing Pokedex, so they let us design our own Pokedex for our own region, which contains our own 4 biomes here. So yeah, like with everything that was meticulously looked over, they did afford us some really cool freedoms on some of the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So in the regions that we have, there's a forest region, the lake, mountains, and the desert, and each one of those different types of Pokemon will spawn. You start out in the forest, and then your goals, besides your goals in those regions are to discover, catch, train, and battle Pokemon. The way you discover Pokemon is you just hit switches on the playfield, and as the progress bar fills up, a Pokemon will spawn. And once they do, you have a certain amount of time to first scan them with your Pokédex. So this captive ball, Newton ball mech right here is your Pokédex. So you go there to scan the Pokemon. When you hit the ball, then you'll see the scan, and it'll tell you what Pokemon that you've discovered. So that's the discover mechanic, and then the next thing you want to do is catch. So once you scan them, you'll have this catch sequence where you'll be chasing purple shots around the playfield. And once you've hit enough of those, then the Pokeball will light up, and it's time to catch the Pokemon. So you have a certain amount of time to to shoot this shot here. It's a pretty cool mech because on the premium LE, this mech, there's a sort of a hidden sublander here. So the ball, once you hit that shot, it will disappear. The Pokeball lit up, and it's this on the premium LE. It animates, and so that's the catch mechanic. And then you'll see like you caught this Pokemon.
The ball disappears, goes underground, fires out of that buck across the play field to get it back in play. That's one of the things that's missing on the Pro, but it's on the premium LEs.
Yeah, so on the Pro, the Pokeball will light up. It doesn't do the animation, but it does when you shoot the shot. It goes and will catch the ball on the ramp. It still has all the same.
So it's got the outpost here to stop the ball instead of going underground.
Yeah, and then once you've done that, then the next step will light up a battle here at the town scoop, and so you can go and start a Pokemon battle, which is a pretty cool sequence, which I'll let Andrew talk through a little bit.
Yeah, so that first battle, being in the forest, it's a lot of grass and bug types. You're fighting those. But you start with Bulbasaur, who's grass and poison. So if you're familiar with, the Pokemon world, that's not exactly a great matchup. But if you shoot a couple shots, the town scoop will relight to let you switch Pokemon. And so you can switch to Squirtle or Pikachu, but you want to switch to Charmander because he can just light up the forest, tear through that battle, and get you straight to the end. And then the same thing, it's a simplified version of like the Pokemon type system, but we'll just flash the arrows quick at you to let you know when you've got a strong attack ready. But Pokemon fans and experts will find it intuitive, hopefully, and pinball fans will have the lights and hopefully some LCD stuff down the road to help guide you through those, tough to navigate battles. So yeah, you can use the Pokemon to your advantage.
Yeah, so like in that regard, and I'm gonna steal your thunder here from the last thing, is this game, there's a lot happening in here that's going to help you understand pinball, like from audio callouts and stuff, because we know this is going to be hitting all sorts of demographics, especially people that don't normally play pinball. So this thing's going to help you along the way to tell you, especially through the voice of the Pokedex. But for the pinball players, you're going to learn a lot from this, but also you're going to have to learn a lot about Pokemon to understand like what that rock, paper, scissors battle is too. So you're all going to be Pokemon pros in no time if you aren't already. So
you'll even learn the correct pronunciation of each Pokemon.
Yeah.
The Pokemon company went to the audio session, sat in with the audio session to make sure that everything was pronounced correctly. As a matter of fact, in the promotional video that you guys saw,
we're saying Pokemon wrong.
They called both Jack and I out for saying Pokemon wrong. So we had
it correctly.
So I believe. So what's interesting is that the guys making the video, Zach, had us say Pokemon like 10 times, different ways, because he knew this is gonna be a thing.
We're gonna get it wrong. Yeah.
So so they have the correct way, and they will edit it into the audio, and you'll never know the difference. But that was like one of the things that came back, as in the critique from the Pokemon company.
Yeah, that's hard to beat out of your head when you say something in a certain way for 30 years to like have to say it correctly was like.
So you're saying Pokemon is not correct?
But it's mental gymnastics to try to get.
I don't know. It sounded like I said it right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, I used to say Pokemon and Pokemon.
No, that's wrong. Yeah.
I know.
So
I now
you guys didn't say Pokemon.
The plural with Pokemon. That's not right.
A couple of things. I think we said in the general session. All of the art is Pokemon Company art. We didn't draw anything. We essentially composited their stuff, and that really is about fidelity, right? It's about they are very, 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 very particular to make sure that everything is just perfect the way they've designed it. So everything, line weights, colors, relative scales of characters, went under like tremendous scrutiny. So it is, and from our perspective, it's legitimacy, so it's okay. A lot of work went into like marrying the necessary design of a pinball playfield with the Pokemon world, right? There's information we have to convey. There's things you guys expect a pinball machine to have.
I just thought I would pause for a second and let everyone know this is still looping.
One of our challenges was to do that within the context of legitimacy of the images, right? A couple of things you'll notice, the armor on this LE is mock-up armor, so the art on the side is a decal. The real ones are printed on, like you've seen us do on armor before. So very, the high-quality prints, they'll look great. Right now, we didn't get all of those approvals in time, and so they're decals. The game in New York is decals. This game is decals. Let's see. Notice the Andrew did this wonderful job with the Pokemon, with the Pokeball, the Pokeball lights on the speaker display panel. And of course the lights in this game, the colors of the lights in this game are very consistent with what you're doing and what you're in. So you will see the expression lights and the speaker lights and the playfield lights. You'll see at times you'll see coordinated color.
Yeah.
Andrew, you want to talk about that a little bit, or?
Yeah, there's if you do get the expression light package, you're gonna see when you're in the forest, everything's lit up green. When you're in the lake area, everything's lit up blue. So it kind of helps you along your journey. During the catch sequence, I want to communicate that urgency, so you have the expression lights running up along, just to kind of keep that momentum and that velocity that you got where you're trying to catch up with, and then eventually capture this Pokemon. And yeah, there'll be more to come, but I think we've laid a really good foundation together.
You guys, so we talked early on, right? Had to make the game super approachable. Like I tried really hard to make all the shots easy and makeable, and there's a lot of work that went into combinations. This game is just chock full of possible combination shots, and then of course with that, a couple of combination systems. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, not just one, but two combo systems. Whoa, that's right, two combo systems.
Two?
Yeah, the first one is the Pokeball combo system. You'll see on each one of the major shots, there's a Pokeball combo light. So you shoot one shot, the next one is lit. You can chain together a two-way combo, a three-way combo, four-way combo. Each one of those will build up how many Pokeballs you're collecting, and then you can patch that in at the Pokédex, which is the center toy here, and you smash that to get even more Pokeballs that build towards your bonus. Eventually, it's going to build towards a cool mode. Then, in addition to that,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, you'll see up here on the LE we featured Eevee and the Eevee's evolutions. This is Eevee up here, and then there's 8 different evolutions.
I think the HVAC was on at the place or something.
So when you hit those secret combos, you earn those, and we're going to eventually make it so that once you do a certain number of Eevee combos, then you'll unlock Eevee to add to your team. You'll see Eevee's right down there, prominent on the playfield. That's coming in the future.
It's not a secret if
we're also
forget everything.
We're also really fortunate to have a couple of tournament grade players on the team that are deep into the Pokemon world. So they Andrew and Josh, and so they're going to guarantee that there is depth in the game for more advanced players, right? So while I focused on a lot of making the playfield very approachable, those guys are going to make sure that there's lots of interesting stuff in the game.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I jumped on the project pretty late because I was on Star Wars, but Josh and Tanya laid a really good foundation for me to just jump in and help tie up the last few loose ends.
Yeah, I think it was important for this game. Like, there shouldn't be any kind of barrier to entry. Like, everyone should be able to enjoy this game, especially with a license as family-friendly and universal as Pokemon. So I think anyone with all skill levels should be able to enjoy this game.
Totally. Yeah, like all the shots as we were talking about, like you hit a shot a couple of times, then that third shot should light the mode. That's where you'll see a lot of the content from the animated series that pertains to each one of those specific Pokemon. And as far as the biomes are concerned, you'll see we have there's a rival, and then there's the 4 objectives for that biome. And they sort of in the vein of Godzilla, where you're in a city and you get your objectives and you finish what you can, then you move on. That's sort of the general idea of like moving around the biomes here as well. And each biome will have, as you mentioned, specific Pokemon that live in like the desert or, you know, the mountains and such. And that affords us a way to take all the Pokemon we have currently and sort of spread them around, so you'll only experience them when, you know, you should experience them. But in the future, when we do get more Pokemon, or, you know, some of the ones we have now, we have interesting ways that we can spawn them, and I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to talk about, but yeah.
Tony, do you want to talk about the battle system?
Can you go back to a biome after you leave, or is it like?
You will be able to. Yeah, currently, we have a linear system. Well, you start in the forest, and then you go to lake, mountain, and desert. But we have, you'll see there's a travel light here that will let you go back and forth. You can choose to go back and get more Pokemon. Yeah. But that stuff is still evolving, but that's part of the structural.
I don't think we told these people about battles.
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
sorry, we've done this presentation twice, and I mixed them up.
Yeah, we started with battles. So, but
Okay.
I mean, the battles are cool, and it's, you know, the short end of it is like if you want to get to a battle, you need to hit a bunch of pop-uppers and switches. You spawn Pokemon, you hit the Pokédex, you catch the Pokemon by hitting shots, and then you want to go to the Pokeball and catch them, and then it's lit here, and then you go to the battle. It's sort of, I mean, it's not easy, but it's a lot of fun once it's there. You have your Pokemon, your team. One of your team members, it starts with Bulbasaur, but you can, like Andrew said, you can switch your team members that you're fighting, and then the forest rival has different bug types and stuff. Each region.
I just figured out what that sound was. It was John Wick's fan. That's what the sound was. That I was sitting next to either X-Men or John Wick had the non-quiet fan. That's what it is. I'm like, what is that sound? I didn't hear it before, but anyways, just to take a bit of a breather in this video too, I have to duck and look. I have a camera right here. This is my rig. I'm filming from my rig. But it goes to show with this group of people, each of them knows, I said this already a little bit, but each of them had a very specific, you know, enemy they were fighting, creating this. The software, the modes, the design, the functionality, the overall picture, and repeat. And I thought basically from the first 20 minutes there, experiencing the presentation around the game, they really knew their stuff around the theme. And I also said on this morning's live stream, by the way, if you're into streaming and throwing something on, go watch the VOD on Twitch or YouTube. But on my stream this morning, I don't know if I was the only person in the room that was like, very non-educated or experienced on anything Pokemon. Like I was like, okay, I know that yellow one. But walking up to the game, the only thing that I noticed one or two little times, I was like, there's like the voices are somewhat like super juvenile in like one part of the game, and I don't know, I wasn't that into that, but it's pretty brief, and the rest of the call outs and the music are definitely on theme. So, and more music and more call outs supposedly will be coming. It's early code, but the modes and the progression were there. Like people were playing 4-player games for a very long time. Anyways, we'll keep talking, but
rivals. So there's the lake region, the mountain, and the desert. And if you can beat all 4 of those, there's a mini wizard Pokemon arena. Then there's also on each one, if you complete the 4 story modes, there's a story mode mini wizard that's Pikachu versus Lucario, which is a pretty cool scene from the show, where there's a pretty epic battle. And then in the future, there's going to be a tier 2 of story modes, and then there's a second wizard mode for stories, which is Pikachu versus Lucario.
Oh, Charizard.
First one that we have in the game is Pikachu versus Charizard, and then
Nice.
You said Lucario.
Oh, okay.
That's all good.
Right. So there's
Just
two of
fight
them.
Lucario twice.
I think you fight Lucario a third time.
You have to forgive us.
How dare they get that wrong? I'm sorry. I can't not. I was like, oh, I know, right? Like, you know, Charizard. But sorry, I got to take a break and read the chat, catch up in the chat. Oh, that's a good question. So Irish Luck said one aspect of Pokemon I don't see in the game is anything about the Pokemon types. Well, what maybe after this one we'll look through. I have the media kit assets. Maybe we'll go through some of those and see if it's on the playfield more. And yeah, John probably, though he's pretty much always joking with his sense of humor. They could just not all be in there yet. But yeah, that's a great question. I actually don't know any. I couldn't physically know less about the lore or anything about Pokemon. I love that it's a whole thing, but I was definitely probably one of the ones in the room that was like hyped the least, but about the theme. But I was hyped the most about new pinball. So we'll leave it at that.
6 times in 3 days.
What they said. Yeah. And and then there's going to be several more Meowth.
Thanks, DD
House. And then a Meowth Wizard, and then that all leads up to Pokemon Master, which is the ultimate wizard mode, where you'll be fighting against Giovanni and against Mewtwo, who's this really dangerous
Bioengineered dangerous.
Yeah, he's right here. If you can make it there, good luck to you.
I think we've got a voice line from Giovanni talking about his greatest creation.
Yeah. But yeah,
and speaking of his greatest creation, the mechanical engineers haven't gotten a lot of press, and they've created a really interesting sensing mechanism for Meowth, which is very simple but super effective, and super reliable. Which and like I said, those guys don't get enough credit. We just sort of like we look at this amazing stuff and we go, wow, it just kind of happens. It doesn't just kind of happen. There's a whole whole bunch of guys that worked really hard to do this. Thomas and Mason Dooley, Thomas Malcolm, Mason Dooley did a tremendous job. Those guys aren't in the room or I point them out, but they did an amazing job in working with Jack and myself to execute on the play field. And when we do, we're going to do a big making of in Texas at TPF. Tanya, Jack, and myself will be there for sure. And we're going to take you through all of Jack's original, Whitewoods and some of his experimentation stuff. We'll transition over to my CAD, my more finished CAD, and we'll talk about the game in depth. Tanya has been the heart and soul tying everything together, right? He had the big vision of progression through the game, and he's driven it through his team and through the whole team. So I'm really proud of this. This is it's come out great.
Okay. Yeah, I am too. And yeah, the team, as you said, they're Josh and Andrew and Mitch and then our big team of AV people and sound and Pokemon Company themselves have actually they spend hours and hours and hours going over the stuff and sitting through the voiceover sessions. It's been an incredible journey.
Yeah, the submission video that we had to, which we submitted in combination with the GDD, the game design document. Just to watch the video is over an hour, and it doesn't contain everything.
Yeah, and they frame by frame
they frame by framed everything.
Yeah.
The game design document is like bazillion pages, and that's the stuff nobody ever sees, but it's real.
Yeah, it's been quite a project, and I'm excited. Like it was great yesterday. The Pokemon Company, two of the reps were here, and they've been seeing every single bit of this game through like the microscope of just this piece of art and that thing and this thing and like this video, this audio clip. So yesterday was the day they first played it, and
they first saw it all together.
Yeah,
and
and just to
away.
see, I mean, just to see them, their reaction was amazing. They were happy. They felt joy, and I was like, oh, we got it. You know?
Yeah, and I was trying to clear with George. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say, but Pokemon has very, very large plans for this pinball machine and pinball in general.
Yeah, you guys know this is the 30th anniversary year, right? If you look at your Instagram, you know, it's like just type Pokemon and you'll be bombarded every day with events and things that are happening relative to this. And of course, wherever the pinball machine can be, the pinball machine will be. Yeah, they've been a great partner. It's been hard for us to live up to their standards, and really that's been our challenge, right? We want to make this amazing pinball machine, but it has to fit in, you know, it has to basically be at a certain bar, you know, and they've got a pretty high bar. So
but it looks like a Pokemon game.
Heck yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right, you guys, I think unless you got questions, we can get you to play. But let's.
So, 4th grade, Pokemon came out, changed the entire school. I've been, you know, into that world. I have a few questions regarding the Insider Connect.
Yeah.
One, like D&D, is there going to be an opportunity to like save your progression and continue to the end?
At this point, no.
Okay.
At this point, that's not designed in.
Okay.
You know, I mean, a lot of the IC stuff is going to be collection.
Good question. So.
And I'm glad that you guys are doing the Pokedex. That was a huge thing. And then, are you going to allow people in Insider Connect? I'm not sure if this is like going to be really hard to do or not, but like to be able to trade Pokemon with each other.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You just have to be good at pinball.
Yeah.
Just go get it.
Can we tether 2 machines like an old Game Boy?
Yeah. It's got to be a serious.
Like an NBA fast break.
One question that I do have. You said that the region within the table is unique and exclusive to the table.
Yeah.
Is it canonical to the Pokemon world?
No.
It's not. So the idea of having
one thing as a self-proclaimed expert in Pokemon, as I've talked about already, I can't believe it's not canonical.
Pokemon that would be unveiled.
We are not allowed to create canon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, our region is sort of an area that can be in any of the.
Like even George Gomez is like 10 times more of an expert on Pokemon than me. I couldn't believe it. He's like, we're not allowed to create canon. Like, I don't know what that is. Tell me in the chat. I was like, I tried though. I mean, actually, I didn't really try. That's the issue.
Does it have a name?
Yeah, that was just follow up. What's the name of the region? The Stearns region?
Whatever you want to call it.
It's called Pokemon.
Pokemon pinball area.
I think Stearns
Actually,
region
the official name is Pokemon by Sternpinball.
There you go.
and then the reason for that is that obviously a long time ago there was Pokemon Pinball, right?
Yeah.
And
On
so
Game Boy.
and so we don't want any, you know, there's you know, we have to sort of stay clear of that, and so you'll see all of the documentation, everything says Pokemon by Sternpinball.
Yep.
I've only played it once, but is there any video modes?
Not right now.
Not right now.
No.
Okay.
No.
So, question about the some of the voice actors. You say you did sessions. Now, I do know that Meowth's voice actor, the entire part, passed away last summer. Is that something you had to work around, or is that just did you find a way to, you know, whatever?
All the voice of Meowth is from the TV show.
Yeah.
All the voice of Giovanni is voice actor. And as well as the narrator and the Pokédex. The narrator is a voice actor who was on the show for about 10 years, and the voice of Giovanni was the voice of Giovanni in the movies and the show.
The announcer as well. We got
right, and the announcer also was done work on the show and some of the video games.
So when one of the very early discussions with Pokemon Company was,
thank you so much, John.
The notion of, you know, how do we?
I appreciate that.
What is the voice of the game? And so there was a lot of back and forth. on from a design perspective. What is we talked about different we submitted different options, and so the narrator voice was a big discussion early on. And so we've settled on what you'll see here, and I think it works.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you'll see that this is your story. You're a trainer, and you're entering the world of Pokemon as a Pokemon trainer, and eventually, if you
thank you,
Irish long enough, you'll become a Pokemon master. But yeah, it's all about you collecting, and the trainer is talking about you, the narrator is talking about you, the announcer is talking about you and your Pokemon in your battle. The Pokédex is you'll be giving you instructions as you play the game, both like telling you about Pokemon, but also telling you what to shoot, what's lit, and then anybody else, and then Meowth is taunting you, and Giovanni. He's kind of mostly taunting Meowth, like why didn't you do something? But it'll lead up to a epic Giovanni battle.
Okay. Anyone else?
Co-op. Is there a co-op option?
Eventually.
We'll have
Yeah,
it.
we'll have it.
You will.
Eventually.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. It's not high priority right now because we've got
Finish
so
the
much to
game.
do.
There's a lot of content to put in this.
Yeah.
Also, if you have like a favorite episode from Pokemon, like a moment, freaking let these guys know, because we're combing through that stuff like when we're like filling out the storylines and such. We obviously know where we want to take it, but if there's like some fan favorite stuff you're thinking of, like, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, we're focusing mostly on seasons 10 through 25.
Yeah.
The earlier stuff they had us avoid because there's stuff that's no longer canon. The stuff that happened in season 1 and 2 that they don't do anymore.
It goes against like their rules now.
Yeah, and they also like made a jump to like higher definition around season 10.
Also, I think that their concern is that the machine is not stuck in a place and time. So they're evolving their story, and they want the machine to stay as evergreen as possible.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason that they locked out certain things and said, don't focus on this, focus on this.
Yeah, this isn't Ash's journey. This is your journey.
Right. Your journey.
All right, you ready to play?
That's a good line.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Yeah,
Have
well,
fun.
someone's microphone.
Absolutely. Oh, that's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, as I look at some what to show you guys next, if you don't mind, if you're not a follower, hit that follow or subscribe button, whatever. Ooh, my bums. These stools I have are a little bit sore on my butt. If you're not a follower or subscriber, do those things. Also, over the next couple days, I'm going to be spamming out a huge amount of vertical content on places like YouTube, Instagram, lots on Instagram. They've already started to flow. I try to send different stuff out to the different platforms in a different order. I have a bunch of stuff scheduled. So if you are interested in vertical content for when you're doing your toilet scrolling and toilet research, like this, when you're learning about things, check me out on those social media platforms and be sure to follow there. I also have all of the rest of the video media assets that they've allow us to show. Let me just think of, I can get back in the chat now. You know what? During this whole media thing, it was like I was surrounded with so many people that I just love to consume either their content or they're just such nice people. I barely sat down all day. And then when we went for dinner at night, like, my hips, legs, butt, feet, and all of that were so sore. Like I got up to go to the washroom and like, man, I was so sore. I could like barely make it to the washroom. Like, ow. But I didn't want to show my weakness. I didn't tell anybody. And I guess I told you guys just now, but I don't know, that there's got to be a technical glitch with my sound alerts provider. But also Gidra, Tom, I hung out a lot with Andrew at from your arcade out there in Van Nuys. He's a cool guy. But yeah, Sim 13, they still have not released the longer features video they showed in the webinar. Did anybody watch the All Access webinar last night or yesterday? Or is that today? I feel like, is that today? No, that's today. That's like right now. Oh, I damn it. I think I missed it. And Pat, yes, this was my first day. Oh, you know what's funny? Actually, I actually forgot about that. I was so busy at work today. I was behind because of taking 3 days off of work. But yeah, with the All Access, Stern's Insider All Access pay to play to get the gold ring around your name and stuff, which I love, by the way. I'm not dissing that. I love the home leaderboard, but there was a All Access like webinar where they released a lot of imagery to those people on a webinar. But anyways, I think it was watermarked and stuff, but still. Oh my goodness, I almost like cannot sit down. But let me just find something else to throw on here. Actually, I'm going to pull up the rules because if you were not here, so these are the instructions for the game. If you haven't seen the instructions yet, you can take a chance to read them. I'll leave the instructions up for a minute while you have a chance to read them. And then maybe I will queue up. I have about another 20 minutes I can stay streaming. I know normally I stream for a couple hours and a couple hours in the morning, couple hours at night, streaming live pinball every day. It is a huge part of my life. Interacting with the pinball community is a huge part of my life. But coming soon, if you are in my neck of the woods, Industry Arcade, we're starting up a league, a tournament series. Initially, it'll be monthly. The first one will be on March 7th. And I will be live streaming, doing some commentary, doing my best to comment. I mean, I wasn't born fully grown, so I'll probably have a little struggle with it at the beginning, but I've got a few people there to do commentary at the tournament with me. But my mobile rig is not dialed, but it's not, we're doing testing on Monday. So Monday night, my time, Monday afternoon or night, I'm going to be taking the rig on the road to Industry Arcade. We're going to set up there and play some games with the mobile rig. So if you're interested in that, you can tune in Monday, probably the 16th or something. Is everyone done reading the rules? I read them out this morning too. And if you want to consume more content on this, it's on YouTube or it's on Twitch video on demand. And if you go to YouTube, just be sure you go to the right format. I've got vertical and horizontal going to YouTube right now. So. Okay, let me see what else to put on. I really wish I could put on some back. You know what? Microsoft Windows, like, I don't ever want to watch the news from my computer. Why does it show me the news? I don't want the news. When I scroll over here, it doesn't mean I want to watch the news. Jesus. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I'm just reading the. Oh, it's S-Job just got here. So on the channel on Twitch, we have sound alerts. You guys know what sound alerts are. So you can use your channel points to like play something funny. But today, something about my new scenes there was an update in my OBS software. So it just said it's looping. So it's normally people will use some of their channel points, which you earn by sitting and watching the stream, and you can like play something relevant and funny. But today, for whatever reason, it's looping and it's annoying and basically offensive. I'll figure it out eventually, but I can't exactly figure it out today. But this morning was even funnier because there was like, I got to stand up for a second. I might be cutting my head off a bit, but this morning was even funnier because there was like 10 different things overlapping. But okay, bear with me. I'm going to try to pull up something different to look at here. But what I really want to suggest is people check out. Let me just see what this video is. Okay, I'm going to show this one because it's kind of funny. I feel like it's me having about a 5-second game playing this. But at least it's proof that I was there and I wasn't just behind the camera. Okay, hold on. I have a bunch of like kind of mid video like this.
Hey.
I gotta figure out later too why the camera's kind of yellow.
To do art.
This one I should have used as B-roll, folks. Let's be honest. I don't know. I was trying to find something handy. All my clips didn't pull over here, but
What did you do?
I'm not mad. You're mad. So yeah, Pat asked, is the missing magnet in the Pro a big deal? I didn't find it to be a problem at all, actually. I didn't mind one bit. If anything, it makes it feel a little more controllable up there, but yeah, and I can't speak for everyone's like different budget and approach when they're playing, when they're buying pinball machines, but let me see if I have something else to put on. Okay, here, we'll watch this video.
Hey guys, if you were here for the first overview with George and Jack, I'm gonna have you guys step out of the room for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to get the tour group in. A couple of you guys. Cool. You're on tour.
Freeze frame. There's Andrew from, what's it? Thank you, Michael. Thanks, bro. So what did you think of the factory tour?
It was my second time doing that.
So if you don't know Andrew, Andrew is MN Retro Gamer, one of the grown-up adjacent live stream allies, one of our people, our blood, one of our friends, one of our people who schedules their live streams not directly on top of mine. Anyway, sorry. Here's Andrew.
I actually learned a lot more than the first time, and because there wasn't anything going on in the factory right now, because they're getting ready to put Pokemon on, it was completely silent. So we got to go into different parts that you usually don't get to go into, which is really cool.
It was nice.
It was nice. It was also very fun. I asked a question about Jurassic Park: The Lost World, which is a game that I have, and he was like, yeah, I know, you've already called me about this and you've already asked this question and I've already looked for parts for that game. He was very nice about it. Yeah. It was just funny that like he remembered, because I guess nobody else is ever gonna ask for that game because there's only 600 of them that were made, but that's Sega, that's pre-Stern, you know, so yeah, but it was a really cool tour.
Awesome. Well, after you play, we'll check in again.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, Andrew. It's MN Retro Gamer, Andrew. So I'm going to pause for a second, and since there's, you know, a few of the regular grown-up adjacent community members in the live stream, I want to tell you guys something that I really enjoy when I go to do these events. I really enjoy being behind the camera, on the camera a bit, but I love the interviewing aspect of it. So I'm going to be doing more interviewing when I do my live stream, when I do shows, expos, tournaments. I want that to be something I grow into more. Obviously, live streaming and playing pinball is paramount. But when I go to these things, like I have such a good time, like, because people give you such like sincere responses, and so that'll be something I do at more of the trade shows and tournaments and events. I want to do interview people more. So that may naturally progress into some podcast adjacent type stuff. But to be honest, I like using video. I like doing live streaming, and I like creating short content like reels and stuff. So you're going to see more of that from me.
Next person.
Wild Dog Arcade guys there too.
Tuesday. I was wondering if you have one or two jump there. I guess we were doing well, the North American office is in Seattle.
I saw you post on Facebook and I went to like check our list and I was like, yeah, we did. We're gonna miss 70% of them. Yeah, given problems. It's just a big list.
No? Not even the collection. You have to everyone. Oh, okay.
Where we go from there?
But there's like 1,000.
There's over 1,000. That's great. No, it's like 1,000.
So Busted Chops asked what snacks they had. So I actually missed the lunch. I was having so much fun. I went out there at about 2 o'clock. I'm like, oh man, there was like a bagel left hiding under a napkin. And but there was food. Dinner time, there was like sushi and teriyaki. But we went for pizza after. And yeah. I went for dinner after with Vic VP, Michael Focus, Derek from Stern, Retro Ralph, and me. Is that 6 of us? I think there were 6 of us. But yeah, it was I'm trying to think of who else was there, but I got a couple more minutes before I've got to go pick my daughter up from dance. But so talking, I noticed a few of you in the chat making oh my god, I can no longer sit down. My butt is sore from standing so much over the last couple of days. But so I want to kind of like share also with you guys a little bit about my actual opinion on the game, because it's more than just saying, yeah, it's going to be one we buy. I sort of had the feeling that it's a game that will make it into this basement no matter what. It felt good. It shot amazing. The theme was a lot of fun. It's goofy. It's easygoing. It's kind of like what I would say my particular basement is missing. Sometimes they'll come down here and be like, man, I'm so tired. I just want a like relaxing, fun game. And the only relaxing, fun game I have, I would say, is maybe Galactic Tank Force. And it's a visitor. But like all of pinball to me is like pretty hard. It's hard before it's easy. So I definitely thought even the pro model was really comfortable shooting. The call outs, the light show, the goofiness is something that's kind of missing in pinball for me. So the only thing I would say that kind of bothered me is there's 1 or 2 like call outs that are just kind of annoying, but that's because I'm not a Pokemon person. And I know that there's a trailer coming that I'm going to post as soon as I get access to it. But there's a trailer coming that has some celebrities talking about Pokemon. I'll try to find it and poke it. Yeah, it might be Pikachu or whatever. Yeah, it drove me crazy. It made me want to run into a wall. But, you know, the gameplay. Also, the one thing we weren't really able to tell is if the LE had a mirrored back glass. And they did say